Hello you all, welcome back to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, what's good? If you are new, hey boo, I am back with another video, okay? So, good morning to you all. I wanted to bring y'all Peace of Man mornings, and I had something that I wanted to speak on. Now, we are going to talk about how to break witchcraft spells of sickness, okay? So, like I have stated plenty of times on my channel, there are all different types of forms of witchcraft. So if you may have a certain instances to where you are sick, you don't know where it came from, first of all, I'm going to go into how to know if you just sick or it's just a spell. Because some of the times sickness can be a form of a spiritual attack, okay? So I'm gonna use spiritual attacks. We ain't gonna go too deep with the witchcraft, but y'all see what I'm trying to get with this message. First of all, my sister used to always tell me that whenever you are feeling sick, you pray that spirit up off you, okay? You don't claim sickness. You fight against sickness, okay? If you feel like because when you are sick, it feel like it's a heavy burden on you, okay? If you have ever had one of those instances to where you was always getting sick just out of nowhere, like it. And I'm not talking about a cold. I'm not talking about nothing that's typical. But I'm talking about just kind of go to the whole thing of spiritual attacks on your body, okay? A lot of times when you don't pray, prayer is the biggest form of protection when it comes to fight against any type of illnesses, okay? And I'm prefacing prayer so much because a lot of times people will literally say that they pray, you know, they do this and that, but really they not praying. When you pray, you have to pray strong. When you pray a lot, it becomes part of your routine. When you get in the habit of praying, you become better at it, okay? And I told y'all plenty of times before, I used to be the person that wouldn't pray, okay? Anytime things was happening to me, I never had a strong prayer life, okay? And that's the number one reason why you could probably be feeling sickness out of nowhere and you just don't know what to do. Like you're feeling miserable and all of a sudden, nobody likes to be sick. So when you stay keep on coming up with these, and like I said, it's nothing typical like a cold or let's say a flu or anything like that. That's typical. But I'm talking about sickness can be something like in a form, just anything to where you are feeling physically ill. Like you may be a type of person you may feel nauseous a lot out of nowhere. You ain't pregnant, okay? You may always be getting headaches all the time. You may always be having certain pains in your body. You don't know where it came from. You young as all outdoors and you feeling like you a 60, 70-year-old woman with arthritis, you know? And you just like, where is all this coming from?
Now, let me just say this. You know how you go to the doctor and you got to fill out the little form? They say, do you have this? Do you have that? What's your family history and stuff like that? Now, a lot of times why you may be feeling some sort of sickness is because it's genetics, okay? You may have certain people in your family that suffer from the same thing that you may be suffering from. It may not be nothing major, but it's just something that may affect you as well. And that's another reason why you should pray, because a lot of times when we take on certain things, it's like I said, it's like a curse. It's like a generational thing that's being passed down from person to person in the family. So if you come from a family full of women or men that's always fight some sort of sickness, then you really need to be strong on your prayer life, okay? Let me just preface that, because a lot of times while you are sick, nothing that's beyond your control. But when you pray, the Lord fixes anything that's beyond physical control, okay? If you are fighting illnesses that is in your family, then the Lord will definitely remove that up off of you.
Some of the times that can be a spiritual attack, okay? And let me just preface this. Let's not excuse the fact that a lot of times you may be feeling sick because of your diet, okay? Just the way you eating, the way you live in your life can be a huge contributing factor to why you are sick. But some of the times it is a spiritual attack. Some of the times it can be your mental health too, to why you are feeling sick. The way you think can be an attack on your mind. Sometimes your thoughts can be your biggest enemy, okay? And that can be factoring why you are feeling sick a lot, okay? I'm finna go into the depths of this, okay? How would you know that a person is speaking some form of spell up over you? And when I come and talk about spells and witchcraft, I don't necessarily mean like potions, spell books, crystals, all that type of stuff. When a person is speaking ill on you,
that is exactly what they doing. They speaking ill on you. They speaking illness on you. just kind of in that sense, like, we're gonna take it back to school days. Remember, you had that teacher that was from hell, or that substitute teacher, or just anybody that was bothering you, and you like, I hope she don't come to school tomorrow. I hope she gets sick or something like that. She don't end up coming to school, and the next day or a week later, she end up not coming to school because she's sick. That's what I mean, okay?
And when a person is speaking ill on you, it comes from the man in the mouth. That can be a spell. There are some people out here, believe it or not, that is speaking a spell of sickness up over you, okay? I hope this person is, I hope this person that, and you just end up feeling sick out of nowhere. Now, a form of sickness can be, y'all know I'm gonna go deal with it. Now, a form of sickness, a spiritual attack, can be a drainage of your energy as well. You know how when you have, this comes to people, right? We're talking about spirits. You know how you have encountered certain people, you've been around them, y'all might have had a exchange. It can be sex. It can be just anything. Matter of fact, it don't even have to be anything sexual. You just had a exchange with every person that you encounter in your life. You are having a spiritual exchange with them. So if you have ever had one of those instances to where when you was around a person, you felt as though your energy was being drained, okay? And when I say, y'all know, if y'all have ever experienced this before, it is the worst feeling in the world when your energy is being drained, okay? It feels as though your life source is being sucked from you, okay? It's kind of like, in a sense, the way you feel like it's almost your time. When you have an energy exchange with someone and they are negative, when they drain your energy, that's another form of sickness, okay? Because when your energy is being drained, you feel sick, you feel dizzy, you feel lightheaded, you just feel all different types of form of discomfort, okay? So that is another way to know that you are fighting some sort of spiritual attack when it comes to sickness. Certain people come around you only with the intention of wanting to drain your energy, okay? The drainage of your energy is another form of sickness too. But if you have ever had one of those instances to where when you are fighting something like a sickness is something that you fight, okay? You know those people that, I'm gonna use something more severe, like say for instance, a person has cancer, a person has lupus, a person has sickle cell. They are fighting hard against that sickness, okay? When you are going through a spiritual attack, it is meant to drain you physically, make you physically ill. So just like that person would do if they was on chemo or something, you know, you got to take medications, you got to take shots and stuff like that. But when I come to talking about a spiritual attack of sickness, when it's something way more minor than cancer, I mean, you have to fight hard against it with prayer, thinking positive, keeping yourself active. That's another way to fight a form of sickness too, is keeping yourself active. Because when you just lazy and you're not really doing nothing, you can easily fall into a spiritual attack. Okay, first of all, sloth is a sin. Laziness is a sin. So if you ever come into them instances to where you're always feeling sick out of nowhere and you're not sure where it's coming from, a lot of times you got to fight with yourself, okay? You are fighting against flesh. When you are fighting a spirit of unproductivity and laziness, that's a fight, okay? You got to keep yourself active. You got to keep yourself, get up, drink you some tea, or just anything, just any type of remedy that can help you fight against that sickness. Because a lot of times that sickness is a spiritual attack, okay? The enemy is trying to take you down. Everything in this life is spiritual, okay? So when I say fighting against that spirit, you really got to fight hard, like fight hard. I remember when I had COVID, and I remember how bad, I had never been that sick in my entire life. When I had COVID, if y'all had COVID, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? All of us have different side effects, but all the symptoms are pretty much the same, okay? When I had COVID, I actually felt like I was dying, okay? And let me just say, COVID, it was very serious. We lost a lot of people to COVID. I lost a family member to COVID, okay? So COVID was a very serious virus that was out here. And when I had got it, I felt so bad. I was so sick, y'all. Like, I felt bedridden and all of that. And I just was in bed the entire time. And something just told me, like, get up, move around. Because, you know, when you get the COVID symptoms, they say stay separated, take care of yourself, get all the rest you need, all that type of stuff. But I feel like the only way to fight against sickness is to be active. You know, you gotta really fight against your flesh when it comes to a spiritual attack of illness. And I had to really muster up so much energy to get that up off of me. I feel lucky. Anybody that has survived COVID, it was by the grace of God that you got through that. Okay, COVID has been taking people out left and right. Okay, so the fact that you can get past that is key. That the Lord is real. Like, when you pray against sickness and the Lord take it away from you, the Lord is going to remove anything that a medicine cannot. Okay, and I always say this: the Lord is going to remove any illness that a medicine cannot. Okay, so you already know that when you are sick, you feeling miserable, like you got low energy. That's the easiest way for the enemy to creep in, okay? Because he wants you to stay stuck in it, okay? He wants you to be in bed all day. He don't want you to have the energy to get up and be your normal self. So whenever it comes to fighting off a spell, because a lot of times, okay, we gonna get off the COVID because COVID was serious. So I feel like the main way to spot when you are going through some sort of attack is when this is the main way to know that it is a spiritual attack for sure. When you are constantly feeling sick, like really, when I say ill, I mean ill. Not nothing serious is COVID. We already know how serious that is, but I mean like you feeling sick every day and you ain't doing nothing that can make you sick. Like, you ain't got no cold, you ain't got no stomach flu or nothing like that, but you always nauseous, you always got a headache, like you always got this low can of energy and you're not sure where it's coming from. That is a spiritual attack. Some of the times it can be witchcraft. The number one way you are going to know that it is some form of a spiritual attack is when you go to the doctor and you tell them what's going on with you, and they check you out, they do all type of x-rays, they give you they suggest you take some meds and stuff like that. And none of it works for you, okay? No medications work. They done did all type of tests on you. CAT scans, x-rays, all of that. And they was not able to find anything. That is the number one way to let you know that that may be a spiritual attack. Some form of witchcraft, okay? It's when you are always feeling sick. And you go to the doctor. And the doctors can't even really do nothing for you. They don't see nothing wrong with you. They telling you that you healthy. And you sitting up here thinking like, I'm feeling sick all the time. Like, you can't tell me nothing. No, we don't see anything. That's a spiritual attack right there. Okay. You got to pray against that. You got to speak against that. Anytime, this is how I have always done it. Like, whenever I'm feeling sick, I always try to fight against it by speaking against it. Like, don't claim sickness. I don't like to claim sickness. When you embed in your man that you sick, you gonna stay stuck in that man frame. Okay. If you pray against it, be like, no, this sickness is not mine. I don't claim this. Lord, please take this away. Whatever illness is placed upon me, please take it away. Please remove it, Lord. Like, I went to the doctor. They told me I was good. They told me there was nothing they could do for me. But I know that there's something wrong with me. I can feel it in my body. I feel physically ill. I don't have the energy to do anything. Can you please remove this spiritual attack from above of me? I feel like I'm under attack. I feel like it's nothing that I can do to take this away because the doctors can't help me. Medications that they gave me didn't work. And if you are the type of person like me, like, see, I don't like taking medications. I don't like drugs in any type of form because I already know the effects behind it. Like, I don't like feeling high. I don't like feeling like I'm just out. Drugs, off to your man, drugs put you in a low negative kind of energy, okay? You feel like your life is being depleted from you when you off some sort of drug, okay? Whenever I'm sick, I bear through it with the Lord. But yes, fighting off a spiritual attack of sickness is something that is serious, okay? That is a blatant sign to let you know that you are fighting some form of spiritual attack. Is when you go to the doctor and they tell you that they don't see nothing. That stuff kind of creep you out and scare you a little bit too, because it's like, dang, they can't find nothing, but I'm sitting up here feeling like crap all the time. That's the enemy, okay? It's a spiritual attack. You got to speak against it. You got to pray against it. And slowly but surely, that sickness is going to be removed up off you, but you got to pray heavy and strong. Like, you can't be playing when it comes to prayer, okay? You got to get on your knees and pray hard and strong. Like, if you know you don't want to be sick, you're going to come up with all types of prayer. You're going to come up with strong prayer. to get that up off of you, because the number one way I had ended up fighting COVID was I got myself up out of bed. I went outside. They say stay in, but I would literally stand outside on my porch, like try to get some fresh air, just try to give myself a little bit of energy, like. And slowly but surely, like day by day, that COVID had left me. Man, when I say fighting a spiritual attack of sickness is completely different than just having a cold or a flu. It's completely different, okay? That's how you know the spirit is real and the devil is real, is because when you are fighting against something in your flesh and you're not sure what it is and nobody else can seem to pinpoint it, you got to pray against that, okay? That is the number one way you're going to be able to remove a spiritual attack of sickness from off of you, okay? But yeah, that's what I wanted to come and talk about this morning. And you have faith, like stay strong with the Lord. That's the only way I have ever been able to fight any form of sickness, okay? And a lot of times when you are going through, this is another way to know that you are fighting a spiritual attack, is when you was feeling sick and you prayed and you was good for about a few weeks or two, and then you get sick again and it seems like it gets stronger each time. That's the enemy. That ain't nothing but the devil, okay? Nothing but the devil. The enemy sees that you are a vessel for the Lord, okay? He knows. He gonna try to put that spiritual attack of sickness on you heavy and strong. It's gonna be probably 10 times worse than it was last time. And it ain't gonna take none but the Lord in prayer to get you through that, okay? It just made me think about that one song R. Kelly had made. Like, that was the most powerful song he had ever made. That song used to bring me to tears. It was called You Saved Me, okay? If you heard that song before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. In that video, he just made some references about people having sicknesses. He was like, you saved me, you saved me, you saved me. He talked about a man who had cancer. He said all my cancer was gone. Okay, I went to the doctors. They told me I had cancer. I stopped believing in the Lord. I got so mad at him. When somebody said God's good, I would just laugh at him. Man, that song, go listen to that song about R. Kelly called You Saved Me. You listen to that song whenever you feeling sick. That song is a pick me up. That song is motivation, okay? I know the allegations out here about him, but that song was powerful, okay? The Lord literally used him to make that song, okay? So yes, the Lord is going to remove anything that medicine cannot. Things that are put out here is designed to cause you to fail. So anytime you are fighting against something and it seems like it's getting stronger and stronger, that's the enemy, okay? He wants you to give up. He wants you to be depleted. He wants you to be vulnerable and weak, okay? It's people out here that's in their 80s, 90s, moving around, got all the energy in the world. It's because they have good health. It's because 9 times out of 10 they have a strong prayer life and they have a connection with the Lord, okay? That's the only way you're going to be able to make it through in this life with fighting some sort of spiritual attack of sickness, okay? It's all about your mindset too, okay? I don't like to claim sickness. Anytime I'm feeling any sort of ill, I pray immediately, okay? I pray heavy and strong. But yes, the enemy wants you to be vulnerable. The enemy wants you to be weak so he can keep steady, constantly attacking you. You know how you say you feel like you're getting sicker and sicker and sicker, and you better pray. Don't get so weak to the point where you feel like you can't pray. Pray that spirit up off of you. Prayer works, okay? I'm a living testament, okay? And I have seen others fight sicknesses, and it wasn't none but a miracle. They brought this person up out of that. It most definitely does, okay? But yes, there can be some sort of form, and I'm kind of taking back to what I was talking about, being around certain people, and they are energy vampire. They kind of just like to drain people energy. You're going to come across so many different people that's just going to be after you just to drain your energy. Those are the type of people that you need to stay away from, okay? That's another way you're going to be able to fight against spiritual attack sickness, okay? So I think I may make a face-to-face video going about this more in depth, because when I say spiritual attacks of witchcraft is something serious and it's something that needs to be talked about more often, I'm gonna come back and talk about it more. But yeah, this is just something that I wanted to leave with y'all this morning. Pray against it. If you're feeling sick, anybody on my channel is feeling sick, I pray to the Lord to remove whatever type of illness this person has upon him. Please remove it and take it away in the name of Jesus Christ, okay? Just remember, the Lord is going to remove any illnesses that a medicine cannot, okay? So stay strong, keep faith, continue to protect your soul and spirit, and I will talk to y'all in the next video.